Hello everyone, my name is Josue, I'm a technician, professor and doctor, and today I would like to talk to you about human factors in practice, a real case from the construction domain in Brazil. But before that, I would like to remember what human factors are. Human factors are all those factors that then influence human performance in their work activities. These factors act together and can be technological, environmental, organizational, and individual, among others. So when we see a workplace like this, simultaneous operation with different technology and equipment where belongs to the technological dimension. When we're talking about outsourcing between companies and work hours, it's an example of organizational factors. When we talk about vibration, noise, high temperature, it's on environmental dimension. And when we're talking about experience, technical and non-technical skills, we are talking about individual factors. As I used to say, human factors are already there. They are already present in all our work activities, and for a long time. But we need to change the lens of our glasses to notice that. Even when we're talking about legislation like the IMO legislations, we can see that all the needs and all the recommendation regarding type of materials, the passive, fireproof, and automation belongs to the technological dimension. When we talk about safety procedures, emergency guideline, global system for communication are example of organizational factors. When we talk about sea condition, workplace conditions, they belong to environmental dimension. And of course, when you talk about training, MRM, we are considered individual factors. So bringing this for this real case, a human factors approach in a real case scenario in the construction domain in Brazil, it was just like that as my friend, a safe technician, told me once. A company has changed from these old side panels for metal side panels. And to do that, they use this kind of rivets pliers. Although after this change in the use of these tools, there was an increase of the accident of hands and fingers. The first solution was, let's buy some PPE and solve this problem. A second one was, let's warn people, let's put a lot of signs and tell them to not do this. And talking about this, tell people about doing things, let's do some new training. So this safety technician, a friend of mine, thought about this and said, how can I do a human factors approach in this situation? Well, I don't know exactly, but he did a very important first step. Has anyone talked to the workers about what's going on? So far, no one was listening to the works. So this situation here, applying the human factors approach, this safety technician talk with the works that the use of the rivet pliers requires strength, skills, and unfavorable positions to be used. This inactive listening, no one was paying attention what people were saying, what the works were saying. Also, they work in diverse different work environments, subject to non-controlled conditions, the weather, and the experience, the technical and non-technical skills present in all of the works were ignore this kind of inactive listening instead of the active listening. So the active listening from the safety technician, it's by itself one example of organizational factor. And he got all the attention on the technological factors because the work said, if we choose the tool, if we choose the technology, it will be better. And guess what? It really was. It solved the problem by listening to people. The first thing was this active listening, in fact, changed everything and they found a solution by listening to the workers. Second, they found that there was an increase of productivity because the screwdriver allows the installation of the side panels faster. And it's not only this, even the sustainability, because the screwdriver could reuse the screws and even reuse the same hole to reinstall the side panels. And also, the accident itself, that it was the main reason for this human factors approach, was severely reduced, and also all the work-related musculoskeletal disorders. And the most and more important, there was a real cultural change. People, workers, are not the problem, but the solution. In this case, it's a real case, bring me from a safety technician in Brazil. He did the first step and asked himself, how can I do a human factors approach? And the first thing that he did was listen people, listen the works. And then together they found a solution, an organizational solution, listen to the workers, and a technological solution, changing from the rivet pliers to a screwdriver. Taking a look in this example, we can see that most of the problem can be solved by a human factors approach. Understand how the work is done. Listen to people and bring solution for old and new problems. Because, of course, people are not the problem, but the solution. Thank you very much for listening and watching this video. And we see each other in the next video. Tack så mycket. Hej då!